Now, Jonathan Majors.
Gosh.
Come on, we don't need to add suspense. We don't need a segue. Come on, let's do it. I feel like we should start with, all right, the Jonathan Majors verdict is in, not guilty on counts 1 and 3, guilty on counts 2 and 4, right? Mm-hmm. Sentencing is next week. He got charged. The charges were a misdemeanor and one that was a little less than a misdemeanor. Let me find it so I can give you facts. Oh, there we go.
Assault in the third degree with intent to cause physical injury was not guilty. Assault in the third degree recklessly causing physical injury was guilty. Aggravated harassment in the second degree, not guilty. Harassment in the second degree, guilty. He's facing a year in jail. Up to a year in jail.
Now, these are not felonies. Important to note that.
Does anybody know if he has a prior criminal record?
I do not know. I assume that he does not, just because of Disney.
It would have come out.
Gotcha.
It definitely would have come out.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, and so a lot of people have been like, talking about what does assault actually mean, because there's assault and then there's battery. So an assault is
break it down, big man.
An assault is an unlawful attempt coupled with a present ability to commit a violent injury on the person or another. So, did you guys think that he was going to be found guilty of anything?
No.
I didn't. But right. Marvel dropped him like a fucking bad habit.
You're speeding.
Oh, sorry.
Forget Marvel right now.
Okay, yeah.
Let's deal with the case.
Yeah.
I think you guys may be a little more knowledgeable than I. Mm-hmm. When I saw him on the track meet, I said, oh, he ain't do that shit. He trying to get away from this white chick. Yo, he ain't do that shit. But then somebody said, nah, you wouldn't have ran like that if you know you ain't do no bullshit.
That ain't true.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true either.
That's not true.
When I first saw it, I said, oh, yeah, he innocent. He was hauling ass to get away from Shorty.
I said the same thing. Either that or he took something of hers and ran with it.
All of that was the same behavior that she was addressing on that leaked audio where he was talking about Coretta Scott. This was the behavior that he was talking about, though. Yo, dog, if you're going to be with me, this is kind of how we got to move. All of that extra, you getting drunk shit, attacking me, like, that's to go where I'm trying to go. Look at all the other successful men in Hollywood. They're married. Their wife is the backbone. That's the bag he was trying to get in. So to see this play out like this, again, cases don't play out on social media. But lawyers do utilize social media.
Yeah, they do.
So when we saw the footage of him just running all around the town, yeah, that looks like it corroborates your story, but it doesn't say, I mean, I think I even said in the podcast, that doesn't say that there wasn't some type of altercation behind closed doors where people can't see. I think that he got railroaded, but that's the difficult thing with going to trial. And they tell you that. They tell you, when you go to trial, even if you think it's a slam dunk, this is a jury.
Yeah. We
can't predict how that jury will feel, how they're going to move, and if you're guilty on anything, then you're guilty, and you pay. It has to be clear on all counts for you to be clean.
And there's a bunch of shit that can happen in that situation that is a charge.
Yes.
That may not look like a charge or may not seem like it should be chargeable offense.
The wordplay. Like when you start talking about what's the definition of harassment, what's the definition of assault, right? And you start breaking it down.
Especially when you start getting into the second, third degree, all that type of shit.
Yes.
A lot of men, let me be careful with my wording here. A lot of men that have been attacked by women, the old thinking was I could grab them to stop them from hitting me or attacking me. You normally have to go through that situation to learn that you can't do that even because of all the things that could transpire from that. You can't. That's when they start telling you have to walk away. You have to leave your house. You have to leave wherever this is. You can't lay a hand on her even if it is to defend yourself. And that's where I look at him a little... You can't pick Shorty up and stuff her back inside the car. Sorry.
I think that's the.
Sorry.
I think that he had that moment of.
Of course, he did what you're supposed to.
No, I know that moment of revelation. He processed it in that moment, and that's why his reaction was so
to haul
extreme
ass. Yes.
and was to haul ass. Plus, he's aware that CCTV is fucking everywhere, so it was probably going to be caught on camera and stuff like that. Like, he's not stupid.
That's where you're wrong. Not you, but him.
Yeah.
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah.
You cannot, even under attack, and it's fucked up. I'm not on the side of this, but I'm acknowledging it. In the heat of the moment, you can't pick her up and attempt to stuff her in the car. He probably had the cab driver on his side. Well, the cab driver took the stand. He was on his side. He said he was going through it back there. So he was trying to get her mobiled away, carried away so he could go peacefully. But it didn't work, so now I'm running like fucking Spider-Man all through the town. But unfortunately, the jury said we can't prove that her marks didn't come from you attempting to stuff her back inside the car.
Yeah. And then also, I think that a lot of the case played out like in the court of public opinion prior to. So there was a lot of like conjecture about his personality and people speculating like, you know, that he was an asshole. A little bit of like, you know, kind of like a, you know,
They said
they said behind closed doors, behind the scenes.
The other dangerous thing with trial.
Yeah, is that
Everything is on trial. Your body language, your facial reactions.
a rumor, any of that shit.
You got to be stone, stoic, compassionate. The clothes you wear, the colors that they are, all that shit is psychology at this point.
one of the court reporters reported that while she was on the stand, he was sitting at the defense table reading the Bible.
See, and that's why I wouldn't want to go to trial, because I would want to do some shit like that. I don't want to hear from the girl that was attacking me. But that comes off wrong to a jury. Potentially.
Yeah.
Railroaded. He was railroaded. This shit is it's sad. Sad.
The crazy part
I'm not
is
going to say that.
he lost all that spanking.
No, for real. Why would you say that?
Because you're responsible for everything in your life.
Listen, he did what any natural person would do. Like, we got to stop acting like when we get money, our instincts just go away. He did what any natural person. I'm being attacked. I'm being assaulted. I'm being hit. Nobody's going to automatically get out the car, just walk away. A lot of people wouldn't do that. 90% of niggas won't do that.
No, I think the mistake is way before that. If you know the direction that you're going, and which he did, and you knew that Shorty was a liability, which he did.
Got you. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Then everything after that is on you.
Yeah,
I
that's
see
true.
what you okay.
Yeah, this wasn't like
1,000%.
just like an anomaly. You could tell that this is how these two get down.
Yeah, but sometimes, man, when you're in a situation, you're willing to forgive and look to the side to give somebody another chance.
Not when you got a reputation like.
And toxicity, believe it or not, toxicity is the number one key in a lot of relationships. Being in a toxic shit, liking that, the thrill that come with toxicity
That's fair.
is what it is. It's
Yeah, but when you're
key
playing at a
relationship.
level that he was playing
Yeah.
at, you
Yeah,
can't.
I don't
The
play
stakes,
there.
the stakes were so
But
much
I
higher.
play there, so it's easier said than done.
Right.
But
We've seen a lot of niggas in this position, did a lot of shit.
But when you say that, you're right.
You do play there.
No,
That's not true. You in the position right this second where you can't stuff no girl in no car.
True. And
It don't matter that your movie ain't #1 in the box office. You still in that position.
Light bulb moment. Look at that.
I know
Right above
that,
his
but
head.
you know-
Look, and
Actually, and don't make me come on.
and when you
better be
start
quiet.
talking about some relationships thrive on toxicity, that means you accepted it.
Exactly.
You're not a victim, so you didn't get railroaded because you accepted that
Yeah.
that
That's the
type
part-
of relationship.
that's
You get
the
what I'm saying?
accountability
And
that-
he
that-
gave the
yeah.
shit that leaked. They've been through this before, and he trying to school her like, yo, dog, you got to stop the stupid shit because we trying to get up here, and what you doing is detrimental to both of us getting up here. They've been here before. You get what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't new. They've been here before. You got to kind of cut your ties if you want to ascend to a different level.
I have a question. Do you think that he attempted to make amends with her before trial, or he was just
Possible.
too cocky, or
It's
you know, he
possible
felt
that
he
his
wasn't-
lawyer advised him to not
to
have
say a
any
word.
contact with
Not-
her
we don't listen to
whatsoever.
Man, we don't listen to our lawyers.
No,
That
you're
is-
crazy.
At
That's
his
not
level,
true. That
you do.
nigga got hundreds of millions of
Okay,
dollars
I'm just-
potentially on the table.
He never said a word since this came out. It's like he ain't
He
spoke.
didn't. He didn't.
He's listening to his attorneys.
Yeah.
Well, he did stop that one fight in the alleyway.
That was from his attorney.
Yeah.
That was his attorney's cousins out there scrapping.
It's the cameraman was
some
the
shit he
attorney's
set
brother.
up.
He's been doing nonverbal shit.
Which I'm really
Yeah.
let down by that production. If Jussie Smollett could come up with what he came up with, nigga, I expect you and Disney to conjure up something a little more palatable.
Yeah, I
For
feel
real,
bad.
me and Ish could come up with something doper than
I
that.
feel bad for him though.
I
Jeff.
do. I definitely
I feel
I feel bad too.
Of course.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
do too.
horrible.
feel bad for him.
I do feel bad. Horrible. Now I don't think it's over for him. I do think he'll bounce back.
I think
Really?
So too. I think he will.
He will.
Not to the. I don't think he'll bounce all the way back.
He just got to go do some of the Black Christmas movies now.
He'll bounce
go
back.
do some Tyler Perry shit.
He'll bounce.
I want to define
Wild.
back. I don't know that he's gonna bounce back. He'll
That's
bounce.
what
Can I ask a question?
He'll bounce.
he is.
Back to Marvel?
I can't compare this to Robert Downey Jr., right? I can't compare this.
No.
He was just doing drugs and all that crazy
He's white.
stuff.
That too.
But he bounced. Look what he did.
He's white.
When my mother told me about him, I
He's
did
white.
my research. Okay, all right.
He's white.
And
He went to Iron Man,
He was
nigga.
getting high. It was a different.
But also, he wasn't faced with charged with
Yeah.
beating women.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
different-
You know,
I
so
got
it's
it.
very, very different.
It's a different climate today too. Even if
Yeah.
he would have did that back then, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's not equally as egregious, but if you would have been accused of assaulting a woman back then, it didn't get looked at in the same manner that it gets looked at
Gotcha,
today.
I understand.
Shit is
Okay.
different.
And Jonathan Majors was just convicted of beating a white woman. His career's over. As he knew it, his career's over.
As he knew it, but I think
As
he
he
will.
knew
I
it
think
is one thing, but to say that he won't bounce back, I'm not betting on that.
he's
was-
a talented dude.
He was the
Extremely
hottest
talented.
thing smoking. He was the hottest train moving in terms of acting and the phone ringing. He was.
He was.
You know who was in a similar?
He's not going to lose his ability to be that caliber of actor.
Not even
and
a little
Marvel is not the only show in town.
I think in 2 or 3 years he'll pop up in a independent film that's critically
That's gonna go
acclaimed.
crazy.
You know what he got to do? He got to get like a.
Start from scratch.
No, he got to put forth a Jamie Foxx Ray performance.
And I think he's
got
that
to do
caliber
one of those,
actor.
and then I think all will get forgiven. Like you got to exhibit that type of a performance. You know what I'm saying? And then I think
Netflix will
it'll
pay
go
him
on
right
the
now.
board. Then I-
Netflix will pay him right now. Your rates go down for the next however many years.
Oh yeah.
But if your performance is through the roof, I think he lost the trial, but he won over some of the people that thought that he beat that girl's ass. Because that's not what his charges, or that's not what the case.
Well, I don't think
or
public-
the
I don't
charges.
think people look at the charges. A lot of times we don't read the charges.
They don't, but the
All
people,
we do
but
is
the
heads,
people
he's
that are
guilty.
responsible with paying
Got it.
him 7 and 8 figures did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of this was, I think, gesturing for Hollywood and the people with the potential suitors.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see what actors and actresses actually want to put their careers on the line and work opposite him, because their teams will advise them. He's to stay
Why
the
would your
fuck away.
career be on the line if you work with him? I'm confused.
Just guilty by association. Just the
That's a
association
real
is
thing in
just
Hollywood.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Music too.
Right now at this moment, he is persona non grata. That's just the fact.
Excuse me.
I know she's
Another episode title, possibly.
I know.
Yeah, why are you so thirsty for the title
Yeah,
today?
word.
Oh, if you all
you
want to know
reaching.
about the fucking group chat when it comes to episode
You reaching for
titles,
the title
okay?
today.
I'm just saying, I'm on a roll. Hello.
Nah, I think yeah, she's right. Like a lot of niggas going to not touch him at all.
And we haven't even gotten to the sentencing thing. If he ends up going to jail
He's
for
not
this
going
shit,
to jail.
Oh.
He's getting community.
He's not
service.
going to jail. And not even a lot of community service.
He's getting community
You'll
service.
Now,
probably have to
3
do
hours.
some
I
PSA.
really hope
3
he
hours.
does
Is
not.
there
It
any
ain't gonna go
out
crazy.
of this
It's
situation?
getting more than
It's not
3
going to go
hours.
crazy. I'm being
He a
facetious.
public
but
figure. That they might crack him with 250 hours.
that ain't a lot.
You crazy?
They gave Cardi B 300 hours. That's not a lot.
For doing what?
Whatever the fuck. I can't. I'm not going to say.
Got you.
But-
Now, is that
And when you pop up there and you Cardi, do I think Cardi B did 300? I ain't do my 21 days or whatever. They got the day 16. I was like, man, my face card gonna have to get me off. You gonna book me, book Joe Budden and fuck it. Hey, let me go. Let me start snitching on myself.
I was about to say you.
'Cause now it's a bad time to have to finish that up.
is there any out in this situation? You know, a lot of times, is he gonna take the hood route? A lot of times, when we go through something with our partner, and it's that egregious, we end up being with the lady after. Like she show face.
Oh no.
He would
That's
make
what
it pretty
lottery-
good.
What lady? The
Like,
white lady?
Yeah.
Oh, she's finito.
I'm just saying, we know situations like that, Ish. And they go through something with his girl. It
See,
get
this-
crazy.
Not
I like where you're going.
Not
This
I.
is one of my fears, and I'm so glad that we got our guest coming later for a later Patreon, because this is one of my fears with dating white, like being seriously involved with a white woman, because I would be so unfamiliar with their psycho level. Like culturally, I wouldn't know where they take it. this probably sounds funny.
No, you don't. It don't sound funny at all.
You know
that
what?
sounds fucked up.
All right.
Like with a black woman,
I'll step out.
I kind of have
You don't. You do not.
Or I assume.
Yeah.
I assume.
That is an assumption.
I assume.
Because I've dealt with black women up and down the spectrum, and their psycho levels are different.
Neutral Budden.